Put your hands together for today's guest, Hadi Plays Music!
What's up, man?
Hey. What's going on, man? Hey, thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate it.
Yeah, totally. How's it going?
It's going well. Thank you guys so much for those biddies, and thank you guys so much for using your channel points for all the nonsense that goes on here. And again, yeah, Hot Tub Hottie. Yes, Hot Tub Hottie in the house. Oh yeah, Hottie. Also, feel free to interact with your crew all you want. You know, if
what's
you,
up, everybody? Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, like if you see something in the chat and you're like, and you want to address it, please do. We can.
Yeah.
This is fun for everyone. Oh God,
Hell yeah.
I messed up the chat up there. Okay, hold on. Let me adjust.
Hi, Cat, Bricks, Leah, Ron, Oblivion, Tiernan. I think O is here as well. What's up, everybody? Mate, Cartagena. What's up? Hi.
Where do I put Where do I put my Mexicanness? Well, it's going right here over the chat. Everyone needs to know how Mexican I really am. This is so ridiculous. Hadi, what's going on, man? What is Dubai? What the hell is going on in Dubai? Is it like hot as balls out there? What's going on there?
It's pretty hot. Hi to Keegan as well, Papa Sweet. And by the way, first of all, sorry for your loss, man. That must be hard. But
You
yeah,
know,
I mean, with the beautiful thing about people who create and have music and stuff is you can always sort of go back and celebrate their existence through the things that they made. So but I'm really, really sorry for your loss.
Yeah, man, it's a bummer, but it's like people pass all the time, and this was unexpected in a way that I don't want to get too deep into it because of, well, it's public. The way that they frame it in that post, it seems like he might have taken his own life, and I think that's what was so hard about this. It says something in the post itself, and for anybody who's confused, because on the audio side, a friend of mine, Rasar, died of the leak, and it seems like the way they're framing it, it seems like he may have taken his own life, and that's what was hard. The hardest about that whole situation was like, it's like, damn, like it sucks because he was so loved, and it's like, it sucks that he felt like he didn't have anybody, even though everybody loved him. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. I wasn't trying to bum anybody out. I was honestly just trying. I didn't even think about it. I should have probably thought about that.
It's part of the celebration of someone's life.
Yeah, and he's an absolute genius as well. Hadi, I don't know what happened between us signing on and now, but your voice has gone crazy on us.
What's happening?
Like your voice sounds like it's coming through real glitchy. I don't
really.
Yeah.
Should we reset the call?
What? Yeah. Do you want to jump out and jump back in?
Yeah. Let me do that.
All right. Sorry about that, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. I'm gonna leave the call and come back.
Okay. He's gonna be right back, everybody. I promise. He's not going far. But yeah, death is just sort of a part of life, and it's just when it happens, when it's too soon, or when it's something like this where possible suicide. It's a very that's when it's really hard. That's when it's really hard. It's like if someone who's sick or like a grandparent passes, that's hard, and I'm not trying to say it's not, but it's definitely not when it's sudden like this, it takes on a whole nother spirit. Let's go back to Hadi. He's back.
Is it better?
No, it's not. What the hell just happened?
What the hell, man?
That is so annoying. I certainly do not want to. Man, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Let's try a alternate one. I will send you the thing right now. Send. Copy. Start. Don't do it. Okay. And I'm gonna send it to your email. And I'm sorry, everybody. This is the times we live in. All right, here. Let's try this. All right. So I sent you a Google Meets. Is that gonna work?
Did you send it to my email?
Yes, I sent it. Yeah, it'll probably take a second here. Not that bad. Be a man. Punch your ears. Shut up, Cartagena. Work better, ears.
We could also do Discord if that helps.
Oh yeah, I forgot because we both have Discord. Let's just do that. It'll be easier. Sweet. I'll meet you in Discord. I'll end this and I'll meet you in Discord. Okay. All right. Okay. Sweet. All right, we're going to the Discord, everybody. Screw you, Zoom. We hate you. No, we don't. I love Zoom. All right, let's go back here. Let me go to my D. Let me jump in the D. Sorry for all the things. No, we hate Zoom. Yeah, I know. You know what? The thing about Zoom is that they're shady. They're a shady company. My friend, Big Chili Chill, he was like, once a company shows their cards, I don't give them another chance. I was like, hell yeah. Why not, you know? Hadi, wait, please. On Discord, do you have to be friends with the person before you can message them? Because I don't know if we're friends. Depends on their privacy settings. Okay. Wow, this is a good time for me not to know how to use Discord that well. Let's see. If you want to, Reina, I heard you. If you want to come in here and help, that's fine. Everybody wants to be a cat. Everybody. Do I have to I might just jump in this thing. Hottie. I'll just type Hottie. Nothing. It's like, no. You get nothing. Now I'm in Geico's Discord.
Do you got it or do you need help?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Do you know how to search him? Did he give you his Discord name?
No. I can jump in it, I suppose.
Yeah, just hop in his Discord.
All right, I'm gonna hop in his Discord. Everybody, be patient with me. I'm just. This is just awesome.
You're doing great, honey. You're doing great.
Thanks, baby. Play. Oh my god. Everybody wants to be a cat.
Hallelujah.
Everybody wants to be. Jesus, I don't want to hear that at all.
What is it?
It was me repeating back what I just said. So now I am jumping into the intercircle. Don't forget to breathe. Role reversal. Help Reina.
I already have an account. You need to close your other Discord.
Which one?
So close that tab you have open.
And go back.
And go back to his Discord. And now open it up. There.
Get out of here. Continue.
Okay, so now just click on his name. Because he'll show up as online in his Discord server.
So there he is.
Yeah.
He's already doing it.
You're gonna have to change your camera.
Oh, how do I do that? Right here. Stream. Oh, it's already on there.
Is it still being used by Zoom?
I don't think so.
You guys might both have your cameras being used.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you're gonna have to leave the call and come back.
Okay.
Then you should be good. You got this. High five up top.
Thanks, boo. Oh, man. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to use this. Oh, there I am. There I am. Okay. So how do I make this so... Oh, yeah. Here we go. Boom. There's nothing more exciting than technical issues. Let me tell you. There we go. All right. As soon as Hadi comes... As soon as he pops in, I suppose... No cam needed here, man. I see you in the stream as long as you can broadcast mine. Oh. Huh? Oh, he got in there. Oh, I see what he said. He's like, you don't need the stupid camera. Let's just go. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. Show non-participants. If anything, I suppose we could go to... Oh, I can add him as a friend. Can't hear you in the Discord, though. Oh, balls. All right. How do I do this? Okay. Zoom cancel. Voice settings. And zoom. Okay. Well, it's picking up my voice. I see it. Hey, yeah, it's working on my end, man. Maybe we try a different thing. Can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't see or hear you. Yep. That's exactly right. Yep. All right. Out of here. We'll do this meet. New meet. Start now. Started the meet. Here's the meet. And boom. Right there. And I'll send it to his email as well. I gotta say, when I first started streaming, this kind of situation would have freaked me out so bad. I would have been sitting here sweating and like, oh my God, everybody, I'm so sorry. But now it's just like, well, this is life now. This is pandemic life, everyone. We all are, we're all slaves to technology at this point. So, we'll sit here and give us a little wait. Let's see what Hadi's typing. We're going play by play, everybody. Where's the bongo tap when I need them? The suspense. I'm asking you to join the meet. Are you getting it? I am not. How did we? This is wild. It's wild stuff, guy. No, I'm not getting it. How did I not get it? Where is it? I'm not. Ooh. Okay. Oops. Oh, maybe it's the other one. Oh, there it is. Admit. There. All right, we're going to reset. There he is.
Are you getting it?
I am. And the sound sounds wonderful.
Okay, cool.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, hold on. Let me get you. Yeah. And then I want this out of here. Minimize that. Okay.
Did we just beat technology? Is that what just happened?
That is what happened. We made it. We overcame. We overcame. Hell yeah. There he is, everybody.
Okay.
Let me get you recentered and looking pretty again.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable in that hot tub. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta stay warm out here in space.
Yeah.
We back, we back, we back. Okay, and then boom, yeah, we're good. All right.
Awesomeness broke Zoom. I love Hadi's voice.
Awesomeness did break through. Dubai Cat's tea, exactly.
100%. 100%. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyways, I have no idea what we were just talking about, but who cares?
Yeah.
So
We'll start fresh.
we'll start fresh. Yeah, this will be our edit point
Mhm.
for the audio.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think I asked you about Dubai, but it's you didn't always live in Dubai, right? Like you
Mm-mm.
came to Dubai later on in your life. Like, could you tell us how
Yeah.
you ended up there and where you're from?
Yeah. So I'm from Lebanon. I was born in Kuwait, and I actually wait. Let me move you here. Yeah. So I actually moved here in 2012. Um, Life in Kuwait was good to a certain degree, but I wanted to expand and go somewhere that is like had more going on the music industry front, and Dubai provided that. But when I moved here, I actually didn't have the intention to do music like as a main thing. I just moved here because my family had moved here, and I wanted to be close by to them and be able to see them and stuff. And eventually, I just couldn't do the job thing anymore. I couldn't do the job thing after like a year and a half. I just gave up. I couldn't. So and then I just kind of
Wait,
stumbled into
what about the job thing? Couldn't you handle anymore? Like, what didn't you like?
anxiety, man. I
Yeah,
had like some serious anxiety problems, like serious. So
like how
and it
bad?
was
I'm sorry. I mean,
like
he's as comfortable as you can talk about as much as you
no, I
want.
mean like bad, like wake up in the morning feeling like daggers are going through your you know
Yeah.
like through your solar plexus.
Uh
I
huh.
had that feeling in the job I had before I moved here, and when I moved here, I had the same feeling. So it hit me that it wasn't the job; it was a job in general.
Mm.
And I had this, I was in music for a long time at that point, just kind of doing it and not really like I was kind of discovering myself as an artist and all of that fun stuff. So when I arrived to Dubai, I saw that a lot of people do actually have an active lifestyle as musicians here. So it kind of opened up lit up a bulb, and I just slowly started chipping away. First few years were hard, man, like really hard financially, and just kind of like trying to find my way in this world and all of that stuff. So, trying to figure out your style as an artist and the stuff you want to create while you're trying to make a living, while you're trying to stay, sane as sane as possible, in all of that. So, it was hard, but I think the one takeaway for me is my anxiety, like pretty much compared to before has gone, like it's gone away since I started doing this. So that's a big indicator that this is what my body, heart, and soul wants to do here. So and I think also the troublesome times were an amazing opportunity for me to realize how much I want to do this, because facing some tough challenges in life and still sticking to something, if anything, just kind of educates you about how much it means to you. So it was an opportunity. Those tough times were an opportunity for me to kind of find myself in that place. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, as soon as I was finding my way in music and finding like a path in it, like not just like playing music on the weekends with some friends or something, but like really
Mhm.
taking it serious and really making money, like making a
Mhm.
living off of it. I did notice that too. There was sort of this confidence that came with just pursuing what you liked and finding
Mhm.
success with it too.
Mhm.
I totally relate to that because I had a job. I actually got fired from my office job because,
Right.
and I remember driving to work every day was just the worst. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there would be times, where it would be so bad where like I would have to like, as soon as I get to work, I have to use the bathroom just
Mhm.
because my guts are upside down, and
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
turning down the road to where your work is, and just that last mile to
Yeah.
get to pull into the driveway. It's just
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
I can't handle it either, man. I'm not great at working at things, and someone said working sucks. Leah said working sucks,
Mm-hmm.
and I responded to her in chat that doing work you hate sucks, and if you're not
Yeah.
feeling the job, if you're not in it, like, and I get it. People who work at like McDonald's aren't going to be like, yes, it's time to go to McDonald's. But like, but still, it's your job, and it gives you money, and it provides a service for you, and you provide a service for
Hmm.
it. So why not go and just at least do it?
If the ends justify the means and there's some pathway that
Yeah.
makes sense, then yeah.
Yeah, keep it rocking. But oh, dude, like I'm not built for that. There's
Mm.
nothing wrong with people who find comfort in security, because music is
Hmm.
certainly not a secure avenue
Yeah.
to make money. But like,
Hmm.
it's so rewarding in a way that it brings you like. It brings you a new sense of meaning to yourself. You know what I mean? When you find
Yeah.
that thing that where your passion meets, work, and work meets passion, and
The thing about working in music particularly, and I think in art in general or anything where you don't have like a salary coming through, the main trick with it is, how do you do that? Like the challenge is, how do you do that without, like, while still staying true to yourself, and still trying to make create a brand that can sell to a degree in some capacity, because the first thing, as musicians, is that, like, if you want to do music and you want to make money from it, the way it is in Dubai is you try to get gigs in like pubs and bars and all of that stuff, and nothing wrong with that, but
no, no.
you end up playing like Summer of '69 a million times, and
Brown
Sweet
eyed girl.
Child O' Mine, yeah, and like, people don't give a shit, and they're just drinking or eating, and I've done that, and it's really good to practice, and it's really good, like, you can make some form of stable income if you've, like, that's the way it rolls here. The trick with it is, how do you do that? How do you do this, and with longevity, but still be true to you, and still create from a place that's authentic to you? This was like the main thing, is that you have to. For me, it was like, there's a feeling in your gut that you get, like, when you get opportunities that come to you, even when you're sort of in need of these opportunities, from what they can give you. Sometimes you have to make a tough choice and say no, because it's just not right. You have to play the long game. At least that was my mindset, and to a degree, it really kind of helped me stay sane, with those things. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong or right with whether or not to say yes or no to those things. It's just all about how you feel, or like every individual, the way they receive, like, when someone offers you something, you immediately have a feeling about it, like, oh, this is good for me, or this is not good for me. And
Mm.
sometimes your fear could be like, oh, can I actually pull this off? So you have to kind of navigate those, emotions and thoughts, and get to know how to make sound decisions about your career. Because at the end of the day, these gigs and opportunities, like the examples that I'm giving now, they will come and go, and you won't. You are the constant. Your voice, the voice of your art, the thing you want to create, that is the constant, and it's ever changing. The things that you create now will be different than the things that you create in a month or in a year or 10 years or blah blah blah. But I think there's a certain thing, like an agreement that you make with yourself, where it's like, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it, like, and with authenticity to what feels right to me. And everyone else in the world may disagree with me, but I still have to, like, if I don't listen to that voice, I'm the only person that can hear that voice. So if I don't listen to it, it's just like, that road will never be walked. So I feel, for me, like, I have to walk this road, because something good is always waiting. And there's, clearly really good things are happening for me. Just like, some really cool shit have been happening with Twitch, and with, working with Mike Shinoda and all of that stuff. So, uh, that's not to say there haven't been moments where I'm like, I don't know if this is, I don't know if I made a right choice. There's, I feel like doubt is the is the also the constant companion and stuff like this, because you don't really have a there are no ways to like seriously measure how well you're doing, so yeah.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, you just said a whole lot there, and there's a
Yeah.
lot to unpack from that. But it's how do you navigate these decisions that you have, that because you're talking about, like, you're sometimes you have to sacrifice a quick win for a long
Hmm.
term, for a long term legacy, so like,
Yeah.
like if you turn something down here that might be a lot of money, but it's not really like, just for example, you turn down something, there's a lot of money involved, and
Hmm.
and like, you really need that money, but if you make this decision that it might affect something else that you're working towards in the future, so you turn it down.
Hmm.
How do you navigate those decisions? I mean, because it's hard, right? Like when you're
Dude,
hungry,
it's so hard. It's
and
so
someone's
hard.
holding a burger in front of you and it smells yummy, and you're just like, oh yeah, I want that burger. But
Yeah.
is that burger gonna feed you now, or
Hmm.
if you decide to hold out, are you gonna be able to figure out how to make your own burgers? Like, are you
Hmm.
gonna be able
Hmm.
to you teach a man to fish, right? That whole
Yeah.
saying. It's like, you could give a man a
Yeah.
fish, or you could teach him how to fish.
Hmm.
Anyways, how do you navigate those decisions, those big life
Honestly,
decisions?
I can't really, I don't know if I can like put it to words, but I would say for me it's always a gut feeling and an instinct kind of thing. And I always think about like, a few steps ahead. Like if I say yes to something, I start to look at, like what that pathway looks like. Okay, if I do this, then it's going to lead me to that, then it's going to lead me to this, then. And if I say if I say yes to something that's going to really take away from my time and ability to dedicate towards writing the next thing, or streaming, or just putting time to creating content for that promotes my music and that makes me uh, happy and feeling fulfilled. um I think that's always that I would never say no. I would never say yes to something like that. But also, it's difficult because, as you said, if someone's like offering you something that you need at that moment, it's very hard to reject. But sometimes you just get this feeling, man. Like you just have to run with it, and because my thing with it is there's always stuff around the corner that you can't see. You know what I mean? There's this gif that I keep thinking about, and I don't know if I describe it like 100% correctly, but it's this graphic of two people digging for water, and one guy is digging on the left side, the other guy is on the right side, and one of them has a smaller pond, but it's closer to the surface, so he arrives to the water, and the other guy has like a shit ton of water available, but it's deeper, and the other guy with the deeper water available that he can't see stops digging and goes after where the other guy found water and there's nothing left. And so for me this is like super indicative of like you just have to keep walking, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to light a fire using a magnifier, the fire is not going to catch if you keep moving. You just have to stay still and wait, right? The
Right.
sun is going to do the work. So for me, I'm a big believer in like laser beam focus, laser beam. You can't like try something for a day or two and then it's a life path. That's my vision, and that's my thought process. Like if something is offered to me, if it doesn't feel like it's part of the story, the chapter, the thing that is going to get me to where I want to get, money's not always the like most times actually money is not the driving force behind decisions and stuff like that, so
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it's because I mean, we've all been in those positions where we're like staring down two paths, and it's just like,
Mhm.
what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
It's like, what am I gonna do? And like, I feel bad for college students who are young. You're 18, your brain's not
Hmm.
even fully developed, and there's this social pressure to go to school and figure out
Mm.
what you want to be for the rest of your life
Yeah.
by the time you're 18. And
Yeah.
which for me, that was like, luckily for me, I wanted to do music. I already knew what I
Mm.
wanted to do, but I didn't believe in myself as a musician, so I started going to school for like sociology and shit because I was like, well, I guess if I fail at music, then I can go fail at
Yeah.
sociology
Dude,
too.
I went to university. I have a degree in marketing as well.
Oh, that's
So,
tight. Do you have a
yeah.
day job then, or do you just do music?
No, I mean, right now I do a little bit of content creation for a couple of brands, but
That's tight.
I would say majority of my 80 to 90% of my time is spent on music and streaming and all of the things that go with it.
That's dope. I love that.
Yeah.
Is there a is it expensive to live in Dubai?
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah, dude.
I
You just
figured
gotta
it
keep
was.
working, man. Just
I
gotta
fig-
keep working.
No, I lived in San Diego, and that's a really expensive city, and especially
Mm,
I lived a few blocks from the beach, and
right.
and it was really hard to be a musician and be creative and hustle
Hmm.
to get rent, and
Yeah.
just and buy expensive food, and gas is crazy expensive, and
Yeah.
like it was really really difficult for a musician to really work as a musician, and I mean, you're damned to hell if you're trying to be an original artist, like
Mm,
because how do you do the original artist thing in a city like, or like in Dubai? How do you be an
hmm.
artist? And you kind of like were positing this question at the beginning of how do you be an artist and make money and pay exorbitant amounts of money for your rent just to live on
Hmm.
earth, and
Hmm.
like how do you do that? How do you go forward and be an original artist without without doing day jobs, or without playing those pub gigs where no one gives a shit, and you're just
Yeah.
playing to
It sounds almost impossible.
it does, it really does, it really does, but you're
Yeah.
but you're making it happen.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, this is a place I've arrived to. It's not how it was, like,
He's like, wasn't always
so
like this, son.
yeah, yeah,
I
like,
get you.
I got here over time, and still, at the end of the day, um, I would like to spend all of my energy and all of my time on music, and right now it's not the case right now, but it takes time. And the thing at the end of the day is, it's one of those things, like when I do content creation work for brands, to me it's like, okay, I like using cameras, I like to be creative, so it helps me, but also I see how it's allowing me to make decisions in my music that aren't necessarily based on, um, it's like, not selling the music short to make a quick buck so I can survive. The survival thing is taken care of a little bit from the from the other stuff. So it helps me a little bit in that degree. But because it's like a freelance kind of situation, I do have a little bit of control over how much time is spent. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to create this stuff, but um, I think you just, when you do something for a long time, whether it is content creation or whether it is music, you just get faster at getting shit done.
Hmm.
So, it takes less time to make things happen. It takes less, like, you sort of have a system of how it works.
Hmm.
And one of the things for me is I like to wake up super early. I do most of my songwriting in the morning,
Hmm.
6 a.m. to like 10. That's when I'm like super
Wow.
active on my songwriting. Sometimes after stream, if I'm like really inspired and I hear something in my head, I'll record some ideas. But it's like one of those things with songs, is like you just have to wait for it to rain. And the other times you just sit and try to get better at the technology and get better at knowing how to transcribe ideas from your brain quickly into the machine. So, but yeah, I mean, for me, it's honestly, it's about hustling and working hard, and I you don't get tired because you see where you're headed, and sometimes you doubt. Like for me, I always have my inner demons eating at me, but you just keep chipping away, and you just keep doing it, and slowly but surely you get there.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome that you're freelance, the content creation, because it's I do freelance work too. Like I do
Hmm.
videography and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think that's all part of the hustle of being a
it is.
creative. You know what I mean? Like even just because you're not working on your own music all the time, constantly,
Hmm.
and this is how I get it done, does
Yeah.
not mean that you're not, it's not like that. The content creation is this like horrible job that you hate. I imagine you get
No.
some kind
Yeah.
of something out
I
of it.
enjoy it.
Yeah, because
I
you're
enjoy it a lot,
creating
actually.
something.
I
Yeah,
really do.
me too. I
Yeah.
really do too. I really
Yeah.
like editing videos. I have a good time with it, and it's like it's just another part of it. And also, the funny thing about these other paths that we choose to go down is that we can use that again
Hmm.
for our own personal use. Like
Yeah.
all the things that you're learning on creating content for other people, I'm sure that you've used that for yourself,
100%. 100%.
Exa-
And the thing is, like, a lot of times you think under pressure more when you're working with others.
Mm,
With me, if like I'm sitting now trying to write a song and it's just me, it's not
mm.
a writing session with another artist. I could just be like, you know what? I'm gonna make a sandwich. Fuck this song.
Yeah,
But if I'm working with someone, it's like, no, it's not sandwich time right now. Sit your ass down and try to write something.
that's sad.
So like, you know what I mean? If you're
I
with a
do.
client, you're not gonna be like, you know what? I feel like my mood right now says peanut butter. It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? You have
Yeah.
to power through, and that teaches, like, for me, I learned from that, and in the sense that it's like, I think, what if I actually use that power through thing when I'm trying to be a little bitch about writing a song,
Yeah.
and just get through and write another bar instead of bail.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But did you have a hard time practicing as a young musician?
Dude, I lost my social life when I picked up the guitar. Like, I
Ah,
couldn't I couldn't stop practicing. I was just so obsessed, and I was
yeah,
kind of shocked because I was never really into anything so much to practice and like sit my own
yeah,
ass down and like work and work and work. But I don't know, something just you get bit by the bug, as they say, I guess. And
yeah,
hi Kenzie, by the way, and everyone.
yes,
Pressure and Give, nice.
yes.
um
Pressure.
and Blue Magus as well. So I'm for me, it's like I don't practice like nearly as much as I used to before. I don't even practice anymore, to be honest. I'm just kind of surviving on the fumes of the things that I learned before.
I
you know
feel
what
you.
I
I
mean?
feel you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't sit down and practice. I've gotten better at getting more getting the body ready for like when I'm streaming, and
Hmm.
like warming up my voice, and sometimes warming up my guitar playing as well.
Hmm.
But in general, it's I used to spend a lot of time practicing. Now my obsession is actually production, and how to get the I feel these things, and I
Hmm.
want to get that feeling
Yeah.
projected onto people when they listen to a song.
Right.
So I'm always thinking about, like, how do you tell a story? And when I'm obsessed with information. So when I listen to, if you show me a song now and it makes me feel something, I'm immediately like curious. Why do I feel that feeling when I hear the song? Is it the words? Is it the melody? Is
Hmm.
it the production? And I try to break that down so that I can go back and try to do that equally or better. Like,
Yes.
that's the competition inside that's happening the whole
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Like I never understand why people will once my music is out, I don't ever listen to it again. I never go back and study. I never go back for
Mm,
and I don't know if that's what you're kind of touching on, but like kind of going back over ideas and sort of and analyzing what you're doing with your own music,
mm,
because sometimes you're running on autopilot sometimes, like
yeah.
when you're on when you hit a stride, and when you hit
Mm,
a flow state,
mm,
you lose track of time, and then
mm,
when you're done with it, you barely remember recording it. So going
yeah.
back and sort of understanding what you did, especially in those tunes that just sort of you just sort of shit them out and it
Mm.
just comes pouring out of you,
It's
and
magic.
yeah, it is some kind of weird magic. It is, you are sort of like pulling from something, right? Like you are
Mm,
pulling from some mystical thing, or maybe it's just
yeah.
chemicals in our brains and
Yeah.
electrical impulses. But either way, these sometimes ideas seem to be planted in our head, and it's just like us
Mm,
accessing them and putting it out there.
mm,
Um, like I find it very interesting to go back and listen to some of those songs and just sort of analyze what I've done in the past. and using these these same ideas, like you'll hear the same idea in a lot of my music across,
Mm,
years, but it evolves as it goes, and it's just from me
mm,
like listening, like, oh, I really like what I did there. Oh, like blah blah blah. Can you
yeah.
ask my question? Yes, Cartagena, I'll ask your damn question, but I'm trying to talk to my guest here. Um, anyways, I mean, is that
What's the
kind of
question?
what is that what you were kind of saying? I don't know if I missed your point.
Well, for me, okay, I actually don't really go back and listen to my
Okay.
original
Okay, so I
recordings, to
totally
be
missed your
honest,
point. Awesome.
because it's a nightmare for me to listen. Like, if I go back and listen to one of my songs that I've
Mhm.
recorded, man, dude, I swear to God, it fucking kills me
Yeah.
that I can't like remove that from the interwebs and fix it. I swear, for every single song, So I never go back and listen. The only thing I do is um, when I'm working on a song, I listen to it nonstop,
Yeah.
nonstop. And
Mhm.
so, like when I had finished the album, before it got released, before other people were listening to it, I swear to God, man, I would listen to it every single day. Um, a lot because
Yeah.
I'm like, when this is out, I will never listen to this shit again in my life. I never, never. And now that it's out, it's already old
Yeah.
to me. So
Yeah.
like the new album is out. When I listen to it, I'm like, holy shit, this is out. People can listen to this right now. So there's always this like
Yeah.
fixer part of my brain that's like, oh shit, I gotta redo that. I want to
Yeah.
because we're constantly evolving, and this is the best thing ever, to be honest, for me, because this is how you evolve, this is how you grow
Mm.
as an artist. If you listen, like if I listen to something that I made a while back, that's already out, and like I'm listening to something that I'm making now, and I'm just thinking, oh, that is better, then I feel like I'm done as an artist. I'm finished, because I want my new ideas to get me excited more than previous ones. And then the previous ones, the excitement you get is when you share them with people, when you share them with the world, when you perform them. But for me, like I never sit at home and play I swear to God, I never sit and play my older songs ever. Ever, ever. I'm never like, oh, it's a good time to play Clarity or All the Lights. To who? To who? I'll never play these songs. They've become pieces that you share with people when there's a moment to share music. But whenever I play guitar here, I just I'm just searching for the next thing. I wanna make myself available. Like I'm ready.
Yeah.
Rain on me. That's the kind
Yes.
of vibe.
Come down on me,
Yeah, yeah.
please.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. No, I feel that. What is there like? Because you mentioned that that you like to write early. Is
Mm,
is there a time like is that time of day? Just do you just like that time of day? Do you feel like your time? Do you feel like that time of day leaves you most open to receive? And is this
yeah.
something that you do daily, or do you have it scheduled? Is this like a scheduled thing? Like I
Mm.
write on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 6 a.m. to 10
Right. I wish that would be the dream. But I wish.
a.m.
I actually I just wake up and I'm like, you know what? Let's and a lot of times my writing sessions would last like 3 minutes, because then I start and I'm like, I don't think I'm sharp today, so I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna waste any energy. Nothing good is
Hmm.
gonna come right now. So for me, I'm always trying to write, always,
Hmm.
always. And I think most, like when I was doing singles, um, I actually just do like when the single is out, the next one is already like almost finished. So
Okay.
so when people are like listening to the new one, in the back of my brain, I'm like, oh, we got to get on some peanut butter for the new music.
Yeah, feel
You know what
pig.
I mean? So
Heck yeah.
I'm usually like in the very finishing. Like I think when Headlights came out, I think Pressure was pretty much done.
Hmm.
Um, and it's been the same.
Yeah.
When All the Lights was out, I think at the time, I can't remember which song came after that. It was finished, like it was done.
Yeah.
So because there's a waiting process, you
Mm.
submit the song and then you wait for it to get released.
Right.
It's like 2-3 weeks. That's a long ass time,
Right.
and the excitement of a release is usually the best hunting ground for me as like from a creative perspective. Also gigs, like if I have a show coming up or if I just played a show, I'm just like vibing off of that energy, the excitement of sharing things, and makes me want to write.
Yeah. Totally, man. Okay, so there's the questions are piling up over here, so
Let's do it.
let's get to them. We got a would you rather first for Saucy Chicken Nugget. Thank you, Saucy. I'm gonna pick a random would you rather card.
Oh God.
So ridiculous.
I'm just gonna close the feed.
I know.
We're gonna go back to technical problems in a minute.
All right. This one doesn't seem horrible. This is actually not horrible. So, would you rather have your gums repeatedly scraped by a dentist or watch an entire marathon of Dane Cook stand-up specials?
Dane Cook for sure. Can't be that bad.
No, screw a dentist. That's a terrible one, honestly. That was like not even.
You know what? I'll call up the dentist and be like, "Yo, listen, do you want to watch some Dane Cook?"
We'll invite the dentist over. It's gonna be a watch party, everybody.
Dane Cook. Easy, nice. Okay, we're getting warmed up now.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? And I don't even.
I feel like the next one is gonna be horrible.
Well, yeah. You know what? We'll just do one this time, so we're done with that. Okay. So we have another question from Cartagena. Let's see, and I know he was definitely squirming to get this asked. How do you set up the drum pad? How long did it take you to learn to play with just the pads? And actually, I was wondering because you use a push. Do you use a push for like your piano sounds, or
I use this. It's called the Launchpad.
The Launchpad. Okay.
Yeah, from and the push will do the same thing. So for me, the way I use this is this is what it looks like when you first get it. Like this is the kind of thing you get. And when I started playing, I realized that it is structured the same way that a guitar actually is. So it's actually not set up for it right now, but the way it comes out of the box, when I started playing, I was like, this is exactly the same shape as like a minor chord on a guitar, same shape as a major chord on a guitar. And then I just started researching a bit more and then realized that there's an in-key mode where whenever you play, if you pick a key, you'll never play off key, and that to me is like a dream come true. and I know that like years ago Hadi would want to strangle right now, Hadi, because the purist in me is like, dude, you got to make the mistakes, you got to be a purist, dude, you got to like, you know,
you got to know
I'm
your
like,
shit, man.
No, yeah. And I'm like, right now, you know what, sit your ass down. I got a job to do and I want to deliver it in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit about all this purist bullshit right now that I used to be subscribed to. Because at the end of the day, I want to send a message. And I feel like my ego was all about, you know, oh, you're not playing 300 notes a second, you suck. So, you know what I mean? That was my brain a few years ago.
Right.
And now I'm like, you know what? Let's just relax. And even from like performance, when I perform live, I think this feeling and these thoughts started coming to me from that. Is like I used to complicate my live performance to put on a show, and now it's actually, I realized that for me at least, putting on a show and putting on a concert is a byproduct of comfort. I have to provide comfort for myself, and then once that comfort is there, then I'm able to actually perform rather than think about metronomes and when I have to run to my pedal, and just basically make it like a seamless as possible with the least amount of fuck ups that can happen.
Yeah.
So that was my approach to that. And actually learning it didn't take a long time to actually start playing sort of on it, because it's the same language as guitar. But definitely since I started streaming, I've gotten into like more arpeggiated patterns and figuring out where things are. And now it's starting to become slowly where it's like when I hear melodies in my head, I'm able to find them on the pad, but I'm still not there. Like it's much faster for me on the guitar. Sometimes I hit the wrong notes. Luckily, because you're in key mode, they're not wrong notes. They're just not the notes you had intended. You know what I mean? But then you get happy accidents where it's like, oh, I didn't intend that, but that's nice.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. Like when I saw, I was, cause like it's, you know, you got your piano sounds in there, and you're just like have your fingers all like crunched up. I was like, what the hell is happening here?
Yeah.
But I love that
there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of finger traffic playing. Playing that. Yeah.
What's up, Epilid? Every podcast I love is dead. How you doing, buddy? I think is it gonna work today? Is it gonna work today? No, it's not. I
And
don't
hey,
know.
Jesse, how's it going? I don't know if I said hi to Jesse.
I don't know if you said hi to Jesse either. No, I guess it's not. Sorry. Sorry, Eppelin. Everybody go follow. Well, every podcast I Love Is Dead, usually a link comes on, but no link today. But go look up the podcast. If you guys like music podcasts, definitely go check out Every Podcast I Love Is
Cool.
Dead. Nolan is a fantastic Canadian gent, and I think you guys will love
Nice.
him. Anyways, yeah, that Launchpad is crazy, man. But
It's fun.
I use Launchpad too, but I use it on my iPad, so it's and it's only just for samples, so it's just
Yeah.
well, I meant to do this one, but so
I
that's
just got shot.
yeah, you got shot and then we celebrated it, so there it is. Okay.
Nice.
Um, um, Cartagena, if I know that we can't go through like a tutorial right now on how to load samples and stuff on that, but is that what you were talking about? Did you get the information you were looking for? I want to make sure you got your info, bud. We're moving on to the next question though. Oh, Shart. I think I just erased a question.
I can see a question from Leah. Is Hadi working on any new songs? Could he tell us the themes of them? Is that the one you were looking at?
Yeah, but I just erased Papa Sweet's question. Papa Sweet, if you're still here, buddy, can you resubmit your question? I think you were asking about, you know what? I remember what it was. He was asking about how he wants to be a vocalist, and he was asking how to gather a band and get a group of guys together or a group of people together to play. Yeah, okay. So was I right, Papa? You're trying to get more information on how to start a band initially, and I think he even had some self-deprecating comments in there. Okay, but yeah, okay. So I don't know, Hadi, since you are a vocalist, how do you go out and start to put a band together? Send a mission from God.
The first thing I would say is depends on what stage you are at. So if you're just getting started, it's cool to just kind of like jam with different people and get a feel of what kind of stuff you enjoy. The most important thing is to get along with people like personally, because if you don't, then it's weird. Like you don't play good music together
It's
if you don't
terrible.
get
It's
along with
terrible.
people. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main things, like finding people that are like-minded, that like similar things that you like, and similar bands, similar artists, and then just kind of jamming and seeing what feels good. Basically, I'm a vocalist, I'm a scrub with the instruments, but I would like to perform with other musicians. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's great if you're just a singer and you don't want to like fuck with instruments and you just want to do your thing as a singer. That's great, because that's less things to think about, I guess.
Yeah.
And you allow others to come in and give you some ideas on song directions and stuff. And also, one of the main things I would say is that when you're playing music with other musicians, do not be shy to ask for a song to be played in a different key, because you may have the ability to pull off a song maybe a half step down, a whole step down, or even a few steps down. So like for me, pretty much every single song that I cover on stream, I change the key completely, and I don't like try to find out how far away or close I am to the original key. Just separate yourself from the original version, and find, maybe do that research on your own, because it's easier. You can download software that would change the key of a song, and try to find your voice, so that maybe even that gives you a bit more information about what kind of how many band members, do you want down tuned guitars or stuff like that, so it just allows you to have a bit more understanding of your instrument as a singer. And just keep jamming, like get in the jam room with different people, and play different songs. And there's a thing with specifically with singing. I can grab a guitar right now and just play to the fullest of my capabilities, regardless of how limited that is. But with singing, I can't sit here right now and perform to the highest of my abilities right here. There needs to be a certain mood. Like if I'm playing on an acoustic guitar, I would sing completely differently to if I was playing with a full band and the volume is loud. So that is also, there's a lot to discover there. like when you're playing with louder instruments, you tend to be able to access higher notes. And I realize that a lot with recording. Like a lot of times I'm able to hit higher notes when I'm recording than I realize that I can, just because I can hear it thumping louder in my ears. So and that's always like true with recording. Like I would start with a melody on a certain register and then find that I can maybe climb up a little bit and see the limitation where it is and stop, before it starts sounding like shit, and all of that stuff. So just jam and find people that you like to hang out with, because there's a lot of hanging out involved in being in a band.
Yeah.
Most of it is hanging out, actually.
Yeah.
Music is just a little bit of it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's actually like really great. Like that's I mean, I'm with that totally because especially the part about getting along with people. I mean, really um being in a band with someone you hate is just the worst. It's like being in
Yeah.
a terrible marriage, it's just,
Yeah.
it's not good. Leah.
You got it. We do.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
We
let's
got
do
you,
it.
Leah. We got you, Leah.
Let's do it.
Another thing I would like to add is check out open mics, Papa Sweet. Go around
Yeah, that's a
town,
good idea.
check out open mics, and or open jams where there's full band situations or people are just sort of stepping in and out. You can kind of find different members that way. Like maybe prepare a couple tunes. Like have like a couple. Have
That's
free.
actually really, really good advice, because the main thing with that is it sort of teaches you to abandon your comfort zone as well,
Yes.
because open mics are quite terrifying.
They are.
Like I've been performing for years and I'm scared shitless of karaoke and open mic. Like I can't deal with any of that stuff. But that if you can do that, then you're already well on your way outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure, and that I didn't even think about that aspect, but yeah, because I'm just so I'm so far past. Like I did an open mic last night, and I was fucking so nervous, and I did Hot Boy Summer in front of
Nice.
like a live crowd, and like they had no idea what to expect because like I was talking to them all like normal and stuff, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden we just went right into Hot Boy Summer. So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it was
yeah.
great. It was absolutely great. But yeah, and then also you can also hit up Craigslist or Facebook groups. There's Facebook groups that are tailored to your region even.
Yeah.
And where it's other, like around here, it's Toledo musicians looking to jam. I think that's the name of the group. And so like you can find those kind of groups on Facebook and just put yourself out there, man. Just prepare a couple tunes and put yourself out there. It's the best way to find it. Because no
Yeah.
one's gonna come knocking on your door like,
Yeah.
hey, Papa Sweet, are you ready to jam? Oh God, we got a couple would you rather's coming.
Nice. Yeah.
Let's get at it. And I know you got to
And
go.
that's a wrap.
Yeah, and that's a wrap. And then Hadi has to go to sleep so he can wake up at 10.
No, I was saying that's a wrap now before the would you rather. I'm kidding. But
Okay.
channel that inner Getty Lee in the booth. Loving the interview. Thank you. Getty Lee. Hell yeah.
Dude, Geddy Lee rips. Is Hadi working on any new songs, and could he tell us the themes of them?
I do have some things that I'm working on very early on in the process. There is some theme, but I actually, like, even if I wanted to tell you, I don't actually know what it like exactly is. It's sort of a very abstract. The theme is still somewhere in my head that I haven't actually, I haven't grabbed it just yet. But I am writing some stuff. A lot of times when I do like a record, there's a lot of songs, and there are a lot of songs that don't make it to the album. So the next few songs I write after are sort of like the bridge to the next thing. And I think I've already crossed that bridge because I've been writing a lot since Clarity came out, and I think I've arrived somewhere where some stuff has started to come together. And I think Blue Magus actually asked a similar question about like future album, and I don't know, to be honest, but I feel like I'm more interested in doing an album now than singles. That's like, for me, I like the idea of a body of work that can tell a story, even if the songs are about different things. There is some form of thread that kind of runs through all of them. So I've been writing like nonstop, to be honest, nonstop.
That's awesome, man. I love that. Is it like now, are these situations where things are just coming to you, or is it situations where you're like sitting and working and like really plowing through these songs and trying to get songs?
Yeah.
Or are you hitting a
I've
spurt of creativity?
Well, I think it's a bit of both. I think in
Sweet.
one side, I have like all these empty pots just laying in different places, waiting for different types of rain to fall into the pots, so I
Yeah.
can just kind of see because there's one thing that I've noticed while writing Clarity is that I actually like the whole album. I really enjoy bringing elements from different genres into one song and into a like different like different pieces within the song that have elements of rock and elements of hip hop and stuff like that. So um I feel like right now my approach to songwriting has kind of been a little bit different since working on songs like Carnival of Fire,
Mm,
which to me is like one of the more on the prog side, dare I say. It's
mm.
not actually prog, but like in relativity to
Right.
other things I've done, it's got a little bit more prog kind of thing. So I'm experimenting with time signatures. I'm experimenting with like key changes and just kind of like using certain sounds and certain instruments in ways that they're not meant to be used to see if there's something in there that can kind of accentuate storytelling a little bit. So I'm in a place where I'm like experimenting and I'm not very judgy. I used to be very judgy about what I write. And now I'm sort of not taking anything personally. If I write a shit idea, it's okay. You just brush it off and you move on. Before it used to really bother me when I'm not writing things that make me happy. So
Wow.
right now it's just sort of more of a discovery process. Like it's ongoing. So I can't say when, but I'm writing like almost I'm almost in full send writing mode right now.
That's awesome.
Mm.
Whoa. Um, I was I shit. I forgot what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask. What was I gonna say? Hey, what's up, Jesse? Oh shit. It was
It'll come.
why do you think you were so hard on yourself when you weren't writing things that made you happy?
Well, I mean that's a very good question. For me, I think for me one of the main things was that there are certain I had placed certain limitations, like a song has to be a certain way or
Yeah.
otherwise it's not going to work. And so right now, I sort of feel like I want to push that border down, like these walls that I put for myself. I
Yeah.
just want to break that shit, and I want to write like I want to just celebrate uh, the ability that I have. I'm when I wake up in the morning and I'm sitting here on my setup, like, and this PC was like funded by my community, which is insane, and I
That's
have all of this
beautiful.
stuff around me. I just feel like I'm so like thankful that I'm here. I'm so blessed to have all of this stuff around me that I'm just like I'm eager to like discover and see what I want to create. It makes me happy. I'm like a little kid making castles in the sand. That's really how it feels like.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it, man. Because before I used to have this thing where it's like, oh, every 6 weeks I need to release a song, so I have to like work quick and get it done. It's like da 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 da, da, like
Yeah.
so many deadlines and all of that stuff that I place for myself.
Right.
And now I feel like it's a lot more of a chill kind of let's work a lot, but let's also be zen about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's the man. I relate to that so much. I feel like that's something that sort of develops with age and experience, or maybe
Mm,
just experience in general. I
mhm,
guess it doesn't have to be age because if you're experienced songwriter or creator starting from a young child, then by the time you're in your 20s, you're very experienced with this kind of stuff.
mm,
But I feel like letting go of those boundaries that you set for yourself, it's just something you do with experience because
yeah.
like you were saying earlier, you were very much a purist. It's like, oh, and I was the same way. Like it's totally
Mm.
the same way. If they're not jazz fusion guitarists, then I don't even want to listen to them.
If it's not in 7/8, then can kiss my ass.
Yes. And like Britney Spears and Instinct, all that stuff was
Yeah.
garbage, and they don't know what they're doing
Yeah.
because
But
you
you
know,
but you know what I'll say, the main influence for me, and I'm not just saying this because we're hanging out here, but the
mm,
main influence for me was just realizing how just loving and open to creativity people are. So like the limitation and the fears that we have, for me at least, it was just from like, oh, people are gonna hate this, so I don't want to create it. And I don't want to finish this idea because I think people will think it's shit.
mm,
So for me right now, I just realize how open people are to different ideas and how people enjoy and celebrate music in a way that is, I think, very distant from how the industry kind of paints it to be. Like in the industry, I think the executives in the industry and people who make decisions in the radio stations and playlisters and all of that stuff, maybe there's a little bit of a limitation over like, oh, it has to be a certain way for it to sit in a certain place. But I'm starting to, I fully actually believe and realize that you just have to fucking throw yourself with reckless abandon into what you create. And when you do that, sometimes you end up with something cool, and then it could be rock, could be anything, could be pop, could be hip hop, could be anything within one song, like several elements, and it's still okay. So for me, I feel like I've crossed that bridge, and it makes me so excited. And this kind of crossing of the bridge was inspired by just people's reactions to different things that I try on stream that are unplanned and all of that stuff. So to me, it just feels, I feel the liberty of creativity, man. Like I really do. I feel liberated, unchained, you know?
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude, that's beautiful. Like I love that. I love hearing about artists who are, you know, just hitting a stride, you know, like and I think it does come with that, again, with experience, but with you know, failing and succeeding and in different ways. Thank you guys for all these subs, by the way. I should probably address this. Deuce Penny, thank you so much for gifting a sub to the Leon Lounge. Mighty, thank you for gifting two subs to Behind That Suit and Green Witch Games. Very much love. Thank you guys so much. This is for you guys.
Welcome to We Speak English Good TV. I'm your announcer, Sir Ian McKellen. Now, please, put your hands together for your host with the most, Mike E.P.
That's me, everybody. Thank you, Gandalf, or Sir Ian McKellen. Yeah, no, it is something that is that, I don't know, man. It's just you get out of your own way, and like magic, it just starts to
Get out of your own way. Exactly.
Get out of your own way. Okay, yeah. All right. Let me get to these things. I know you have a time limit tonight, Hadi. So let me know how much longer you think, buddy. I don't want
to. Maybe like 10 minutes or so.
No problem. Yeah. And so let's get through these would you rathers, and then we'll get a couple. We'll because there is a couple questions I do have prepared that I do want to ask. Yeah. So I do.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's get through these. Okay. Would you rather trust your financial situation to your old high school buddy Shakes McShifty, or trust your in vitro fertilization to a coked up doctor in deep to the mob?
I'm gonna go with Shakes.
Me too. I
have a good feeling about Shakes.
Yeah, Shake. Hey, what's up, CT Music? Welcome in. Oh, it's all good, Papa. We'll make it. We'll try to make it work.
No, we can get to Papa Sweet's question.
Okay. Would you rather drink the best champagne but know it's secretly infused with bodily fluid?
Ugh. God.
Or have an amazing meal but know it's fried in different bodily fluid. So, okay. Which bodily? How do you want to consume bodily fluid?
I'm going to go with the champagne because there's just less real estate of fuckness that's going down into my system, I believe. So I'm going to go with less damage to my body. Food sounds like it can take a lot more.
Yes.
Like
the alcohol will kill the stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kill the grossness. Okay. So that was for Leah, and I think it was Blue. And then this one's for Bricks Go Burr. So, okay, no, that we already did that one. All right, hold on. Let me see. No, I already did all these. Get out of here. We need the new. Where's the new? Okay, this seems fun. Okay, would you rather have sex once a week every Sunday at 9 or DVR your sex life and binge it later? Stupid.
I'm an organized guy, so I'm gonna go for the schedule.
Yeah, I'm down. Like if I know like I'm gonna get my nut off on Sunday, I'm good. I'm living for Sunday, son.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Like DVR, no, that don't even make sense. Okay.
What the hell, man?
Yeah. let's get to Papa Sweet's question, and then I have just a couple more questions, and then we're gonna
I'm just imagining someone trying to make plans with me on Sunday. Like, hey, do you want to meet on Sunday? I'm gonna have to say no. Yeah, I got sex going on Sunday. Sorry about that.
Sorry, 9 o'clock is sex
Yeah.
time, son. You
Yeah.
either need to get it in before, or
Yeah.
I'm hitting you up on Monday.
Yeah, we'll meet up on Monday.
Yeah, let's just meet up on Monday. How do you start writing a song? Do you like start with lyrics, melody, beat, or just playing around with whatever you're holding? So how do you start writing a song? Which is a great
Yeah.
great
How do you start
question.
writing a song? Do you like to start with lyrics, beat, just playing around with whatever? I mean, it's sort of random to be honest. For me, the main thing I do is on my phone, I actually write a lot of like one-liners that are hook lines. So Carnival of Fire, for example, was a line that just, I was having dinner with a friend and I was like, hold on, just grabbed my phone and I just heard that word Carnival of Fire. So I wrote that down. And you know, these lines, they sort of sit on my phone. Sometimes I scroll down and see what's out there. And a lot of times when I save them, I'll have the word lyric in there so that if I search lyric, I'll just find all of my ideas that could possibly become something. And I just search for the hooks. But when it comes to a lot of times when these hooks do arrive, not every time, but a lot of time they come with a melody. So I have a shit ton of voice notes as well, that a lot of times actually make it to the finished product. Like on Lunar, I had like, I had my acoustic guitar, recorded it on my phone, and I used that in the original version that's out. So I feel like that has like a cool way of making things sound kind of bad before they sound good in a song. That's like a good production kind of tip. You purposely make something sound shit and then you bring in the nice things and then it just makes the nice things sound nicer.
Yeah.
So and I've been experimenting with like trying to come up with beats, I guess, although that wasn't really my thing. I just try to write stuff. Normally I don't end up using beats as songs. I just kind of combust energy, and just because I feel like creating something, and those are usually my shittiest ideas that never make anything. But when you're writing a song, like there's a story that comes with it, even though it's not maybe a full story. You just start to kind of get certain hints over what the story wants to be and all of that stuff. So that's usually, it's kind of a random thing. I think for like, if you're asking from a place of like, how do I approach, as in for you, like how would you approach writing, I would definitely say just find the way that works best for you, because at the end of the day, it's about productivity. It's about finding the path of least resistance to get your ideas to come to life. So you just have to every piece of art has a shit phase, 100%, 100%. But sometimes when you actually hear an idea, you just immediately have a certain feeling that you got faith, like this is going to be something that I know that I can use and work with. So, and then it's just about kind of unwrapping the ideas. Leonard Cohen often wrote poems over a year to be
Oh
yeah. I totally feel that.
Jesus, that
So
would annoy the shit out of me if I couldn't
I know.
finish a poem for a year.
I swear to God,
I'm
man.
not a word writer. I'm not a wordsmith. So I'm more
Right.
of the music side of things.
Yeah.
So like I don't care about lyrics. So I always have to
Yeah.
outsource my music for lyrics. So
Yeah.
in my head, I'm just like, whatever you come up with is great. Just
But sometimes the melody alone can really take you places,
absolutely. Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I'm a big fan of instrumental music. I love like fusion jazz and stuff like that. So it's just like, I'm okay whether I'm a true instrumentalist, as in the fact that like I came up in a time where we looked at vocalists like vocalists. They're not
Yeah.
playing shit. What are they playing? They were born with their bullshit. I had to learn this. I had to work this, So I came up in that generation, and a lot of the older cats still feel that way. But I feel like that that singing has really taken a sharp focus, and
I mean, if you play in a rock band, you definitely hate the singer, because it's fucking hell to get sound check as a guitarist or a drummer, and the vocalist just pops up like, "Hey, check 1 2, check 1 2. Okay, you're good to go, Joe." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really like you start hating on him. But yeah,
well, lead singers in general just always
Yeah.
like not always. Not now that I understand where they're coming from more, but they always used to butt heads with lead singers. Love it. Thanks for the answer. I am more vocal lyrics guy, so writing is something I need to do, but I feel a little embarrassed by it. I think it need to make 1,000 bad songs. Yeah, probably. But the thing is you gotta just shove that voice that's telling you that you should be embarrassed or feel that. You just gotta shove it down in some deep dark crevice and just bury it, because that's going to be the thing that holds you back forever. So that you'll never get past that until you are past it. So you have to actually do it to get past it.
You have to power through it. There's the only way is actually through that, like walking into the fear and realizing that it's actually paper thin.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It sucks, but that's life. And I think whatever you want to call God or whatever created this thing, I think that they built this hack in on purpose, you know, like this is something that was just built in to our network. Where it's like you have to overcome these fucking crazy innate challenges that are specifically for you in order to be the best you can possibly be.
But if you don't get the challenges, then you have nothing to write about, right?
Nothing.
So
Nothing. I hate when you go someplace you can't get back from. I've trash binned much. Oh. Yeah, that happens too. Sometimes you go too far. There was a point in my life where drugs was like one of those things where I was going a little over the edge there. Oh, mighty, thank you so much for all the gifted. Hold on, let me give you some more mighty. All right, I know you have to leave soon, so I don't know if I should even. I do want to talk about clarity real quick. And
I mean, I know you mentioned you had a question. Go for it.
Well, I had a couple, but I don't want to keep you up. I know you
go for it.
You know, with clarity, what was your relationship to Linkin Park before collaborating? Like, and I'm not saying like, did you know Chester and like call him every day? I'm saying like, what was your relationship? Did you even like Linkin Park? Did you even know about
I got
Linkin
into music because of Linkin Park, man.
Like, oh, really?
I heard
Thanks
in the
for
end.
That follow.
I heard in the end on the radio in Lebanon, and like right after, I was just obsessed with them. They were the first band that I actually got into as a band. At that point, I was just listening to whatever's on the radio, and so I got into Linkin Park heavy, man. Like, and I loved every single album. And you know, Linkin Park and Coldplay have been the two bands that have not stopped being in my top list for all the years. And I think Linkin Park's and Coldplay's like ability to recreate their sound quite often and take risks, even though they're massive and they have a lot to lose if they make a sidestep that people don't like. But they've done like the opposite of what people expect or want them to do, and they've succeeded in doing that. And I love that because they've just celebrated what they want to do. And there's a lot of courage and bravery involved in that. So that inspires me so much. So when the way clarity actually happened is Mike Shinoda put out this thing in January about him wanting to work with artists that his community would bring forward. And so through my community, the Inner Circle, and Mike Shinoda's community as well, he got notice of the song Clarity. And he hit me up on Twitter live on stream, which was pretty insane. Watching Mike Shinoda say, "I'm going to hit you up," and then your phone beeps and it's a message from him. It's just fucking like I can't I still can't process that happened. I actually can't. Like a lot of times I go in and I rewatch that and I just pull up the DM on my phone just to like fuck, like this is because like when I was living in Kuwait, just learning guitar and getting into music. We would drive around, me and my friends, just listen to Hybrid Theory and all the albums and stuff, and it was just insane. Like this is crazy. So but through the power of community, this has come together, and me being who I am, I'm always looking for the next thing. So I also I'm hoping to be able to tour with Mike and maybe collaborate on more stuff in the future. And all of that stuff. But yeah, this is crazy. So if people want to check it out, it's on Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, Amazon.
And in the chat is his link tree. You can find a thing to the you can find a link to the song from there and everything else.
Nice. Thanks
What?
for doing that.
Oh, of course, man. Of course. I gotta show support. Thank you guys so much for the hype train. I'm not gonna do a hype train song because Hadi has to go, and I just wanted to ask him another question, which is not a short question, but we can try to hyper speed it.
Go
But
for it. Go for it.
um, I saw on YouTube that you put out a video that you were signed to Universal. And
Hmm.
then when we were talking, you said you went independent. So I was just curious on, what was your experience being signed to a major label, and then so like I said, this is a kind of a long question. So if you want to, like, we
Yeah.
could do this another time or whatever.
No, no,
But
no. Tell me. Tell me. Yeah, we can do it.
so was this a, you know, what, like um, what benefits did you find from being signed to a major label, and then what sort of tipped you in the decision to sort of go more in a
Yeah.
I think you said independent or a smaller label.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious.
So right now I'm independent.
Mhm.
I'm still with Universal in the sense that I can still release music with them, but I'm releasing independently. And the thing with being signed to Universal is it's massive, obviously, because they're one of the biggest labels out there. And when that happened, it was like seriously a big deal for me, and I felt like it was like kind of a milestone to be signed to a major label because it was one of my goals at the time. The thing about that what inspired me to go down the independent route is I think DMCA had a thing to do with it because it's impossible to clear your own music if you're under a major label. You can't, like, you can still get DMCA for playing your own songs,
Yeah.
and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But and for me, I feel like, I don't know, it just felt like the right decision. There wasn't like I'm on very good terms with them. Everything's good, but I just feel like it feels like the DIY sort of, in under one roof in the same kitchen kind of vibe just feels like the right thing to do right now. That's
Mhm.
honestly the way it is. But obviously, there's a lot to gain from being with a major label. And I think people just, when you say that you're signed with Universal, it sounds nice. And definitely some gigs happened, like opening for James Arthur and Bastille and
Oh,
Tom
wow.
Odell. Those were definitely, I would say, being signed with Universal, they help the name get through the door, separates it from other names as well, because there is competition in everything. Everyone wants
Sure.
to play the gig. So, and obviously if people get it, then great, everyone gets a turn, I guess. But also it is how much you put yourself out there and how hard you work, and
Mhm.
and all of that stuff, and how you position yourself in the market as a brand, and all of that stuff. So um you know being independent, I think, if somebody asks me now, like, do I need to be signed to a label? I would say hell no. I think actually there's a lot of benefit in not being signed to a label, because you have a lot more control over where your music goes. You make 100% of the money that's coming from it, whatever it is. You're not splitting with anyone. It's just all yours. And that also inspires you to grow in a certain direction. For me, I feel like working with Universal helped me a lot, because just seeing the way they operate, and because at that point, dude, like, I hadn't released anything. Like, the first thing I
Oh,
ever
wow.
released was with them.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so it was like the first song was Invincible. So at that point I was just doing like YouTube shit, and I was just sitting on my songs. I'd never released anything officially.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
just kind of learned the ropes, like, oh, this is the importance of Spotify, this is the importance of Anami, and all these other things, and how to get your YouTube channel to be built up a bit more. So but the thing is, at the end of the day, a lot of times, especially in this day and age, if you do get signed to a label, unless you're like, some child genius who gets discovered and they put a multi-million dollars behind you, um, you have to do the legwork. Even if you get signed by a major label, you still have to do, like, the work was put in by me. I made the songs, I mixed them, produced them, mastered them sometimes. Most times, actually, I was mastering the songs and stuff. So even if you're signed to a major label, you still have to do the legwork. It's not like, oh, I got signed, I'm just gonna go to Hawaii for a vacation and then cash in the checks. You just
Right.
you still have to work, and if anything, you work harder when those things happen. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's and like record deals have changed
Mm.
drastically over the last, what, 20 years probably. So,
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, like before, what was it? What was the one? Napster. Napster was the one
yeah,
that really,
yeah.
it was a very different situation where maybe getting a record deal did mean like, hey, there's this big advance, and you get to go in nice studios and do all
Mm.
this cool stuff, and
They
maybe
still do that, but like
right.
very much less,
Right,
much.
exactly. So
Mm.
so like the idea is that things have changed, and now a lot more responsibility goes on to the artist. And like an artist, like I'm just curious, how did you get noticed? How did you get noticed by Universal? How did you get your foot in the
My
door?
really good friend Sean Warner, and we've done a couple songs together.
Hmm.
He was already signed to Universal, and
Oh,
he wanted to, like, the way he pitched it is, he's like, "Oh, I like this song Medicine, and I want to remix it. Can you get a meeting with this guy and set up the meeting for me?" He did that without me even asking.
oh
So
wow.
I went to the meeting and got a contract like a few days later,
Wow.
which was pretty fucking epic, to be honest. And when I went to the meeting, I didn't tell anyone. No one knew I was going to Universal. And
Right.
when I got to the meeting, I pulled up my phone and like I took a picture of the Universal logo in the lobby, in the reception area, and I was like, all right, well, if I'm never back here, I can always show people, yeah,
I
this
did
picture.
it.
Like once I was in Universal Music, you guys, you know what I mean? So I just took that picture and I was like, you know what, whatever happens, happens. I'm happy to be here. So
Right.
they were good to me. But at the end of the day, it's all about progress, because for me, sometimes you have to make these tough choices, and I don't know about tough choices, but you have to make these choices for you to grow forward. And sometimes the only thing that you have is just this, like, the information that you've gathered so far, but also a feeling that's like, I feel like I can do bigger things as an independent artist.
Mm.
That's what inspired it. I just feel like I can do bigger things as an independent artist. And the thing that, like, is the main thing, and I don't know, for any artists that are listening, who are just getting started or at any stage, people, communities have so much more power than labels.
Mm.
They have so much more power. So if, for me, like, I spent a good amount of time actually running after the suits, and like, oh, please notice me, this is my music, can you check out my demo, blah blah blah. And now it's like, you know what, if you don't really want to, like, come to the party, it's all good, dude. Like, I'm fine. And the reason why you get that feeling is because you develop a connection with people that cannot be manufactured. You cannot
Right.
you cannot recreate that. Money cannot buy these connections, and these connections only happen if you really truly put yourself out there, and you really truly apply yourself fully to the craft, and you immerse yourself fully in this whole thing that you're doing. And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to actually agree with yourself that, oh, I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to just let this happen. I'm just going to be myself and just let this happen. So the power actually exists in the hands of people, not the labels, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, and with platforms like Twitch, and
Mm.
and just different platform, or in Discord even, and just these ways to, I think that's like one of the best ways to do it, is to sort of start and just, I mean, especially gathering your community and just finding
Mm.
people who are like minded and just want to,
Yeah.
just want to be a part of the fun.
Mhm.
I think that's, like, it's always nice to think about, like, a record company paying for all your marketing, and you just step out on stage to a room full of fucking fans that just
Mm.
popped up overnight because they, some strategic marketing. But
Yeah.
it's like, man, when you can organically build something. That's what I love about my community with the audio side, and this
Mm.
side. Sorry, I don't mean to shit on you guys either, but like, my audio podcast is a much bigger platform for
Mm.
me than my Twitch platform is. So it's like, it's just so different, man. And if you can
Mm.
organically find people and gather them, and like bring them together, I feel like that's almost the best way, because there's more not that there's control to it, but at least you have more of you were in the process of building that, you know, like it was like a
Yeah.
house, like you could have a house built by, you know, a construction company, or if you know how to do it yourself, what are you going to take more pride in, you know, like the house that you built yourself or the house that some company you hired just did it, you
And
know,
it's
depending,
not
that might not be,
just about you
yeah,
anymore. Like I
exactly,
don't feel
exactly,
like this is about me anymore. This is about us. This is about this community. That's like, you know, making things happen for me, and together we're doing things, because at the end of the day I could write, like, let's say by some off chance I wrote the best song of all time, right?
mm,
uh, it's still, without people it will be nothing.
right,
It-
exactly,
like either from a like the numbers side is one, but also the experience of sharing it with people who actually genuinely care for your music. So like right now you could go and headline a festival, there'll be 10,000 people there who don't give a shit about you. It'll feel nice, but you know, the next thing you do, those 10,000 people won't actually show up to it. But then if you have a community, if you have an actual community of people that you know care for, that you put you know energy towards, you put out good positive energy towards, and they do the same, and then they start taking care of each other and all of that stuff, that's fucking beautiful, man. Like this thing that's happening right now with the inner circle, and it's like sort of it's engulfing the music, and it's engulfing all of this stuff. This is like a fucking dream come true, because I remember growing up listening to Linkin Park. I felt like I was part of the Linkin Park thing, even though I was not on the message board. I just felt it. I
yeah,
felt like I was part of their existence, you know?
yeah,
And so for me, I hope people feel that way, that they're part of something that's bigger than all of us, I guess, in some way, even regardless of how big it is. Like, you know, we still run a pretty small operation where I'm
mm,
not like a major artist. I'm still an independent artist, and still making my way. But you know, I feel like in general, the main thing with it is this is a story. We all are telling this story together, and we're sort of flipping the pages of the next chapter together. Um, that's the most satisfying thing. It's better than uh, like this collective thing is better than all of it, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, and I've been called to cancel, so I've been canceled for shitting on my community. My bad. Oh, what happened? Come on, asshole. What, just Streamlabs is eating shit today. There you go. Canceled. There it is, everybody. Canceled. I'm canceled because I didn't listen. I just got to say this one thing, and then we'll let Hadi go. You guys are. I like this community better than than even the podcasting community, because you guys talk to me way more. On the podcast side, I hear from people every once in a while, but it's not like this instant exchange of information. You know what I mean? That's what I love about it. Not that I don't want everyone listening, please don't be mad at me. I love you guys too, but you guys don't talk immediately at me. So like, it's just, I have a closer relationship with my Twitch community than I do with, you know, my audio community. So it's just different. It's just different. But I'm trying to figure out how to like make them one. You know, how do we get them all to come together here? So I don't know. But that's the magic of all this, is figuring out the path and figuring out how this all comes together and how to make it, you know, really work for everyone's benefit and make it into something
Yeah.
bigger than just some fat guy in Ohio talking into a microphone. So, you know. Hadi, thank you so much. I know we
Thank you,
kept
dude.
you a little bit longer than we
It was fun,
anticipated,
man.
but I really appreciate this conversation. And I think that you are just, you know, you have a lot of great insight into music. And
Thank you.
obviously, you have a great ear, and your music is fantastic. So
Thank you, sir.
I really appreciate you coming on the show and telling your truths with us.
Yeah, we can do one more card thing. Leah's asking. We can do
Okay.
one more card
Yeah,
thing.
we'll do a card. Yeah, all right.
And
One more
and
card.
before we go, I want to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in. By the way, from the inner
Yes.
circle, I love you guys. Thank you for coming, and
Yes.
everybody who's hanging out in the chat. I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to everybody, but yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Yes.
If I mysteriously cut out the audio and video, maybe the question was just a little too spicy.
Okay. Oh God, this one's ridiculous.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
yeah, this we're doing an extra. This is a bonus round, everybody, of Would You Rather. Would you rather have to perform sexual favors for your boss, or get special services from your office janitor? Which in this case, I think is both you. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no comment.
okay, fair enough. Go on. I'll tell you my answer because both are, well,
Actually, don't.
okay, fair enough. We're not answering.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna answer. I can hear the credits. I'm gonna go with my boss because my only boss is my wife. So I'm definitely down the swag with my wife. So hey,
Nice.
Hadi plays music. Everybody, give him a round of applause. Hey, Hadi, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We will. I'll be in contact with you and for the audio side of things. So you have a wonderful evening. Get some rest.
Thank you, man.
And I'll be seeing you, sir.
Sweet. Have a great rest of stream. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. All the love.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Who are we gonna raid? Bye, Hadi. All right, guys, stick around for the raid again tomorrow. Reina, Mystique, and I will be playing on this channel. We'll be playing a live IRL gig. We're gonna have good sound, and we're gonna be taking requests. And I'm gonna be in chat, and it's gonna be a good time. Oh, no worries.